Phil Kohler, my friend and brother in science, are you ready to study the immeasurable laws of magnetism? The magic of magnetism, I like to call it.
Griffin, what is this? What's going on here?
This is Magnetic Cage Closed, which is a new game that just launched on Steam from a developer called Guru Games. It could best be described as like a first-person puzzle gun game, sort of in the
puzzle gun game.
Puzzle gun game, yeah. It was sort of in the Portal milieu.
That great new genre, puzzle guns.
I mean, it's not really new. It is prolific though, right? You got like your antechamber and your quantum conundrums. There's a few, but what makes this game cool is you have this magnet gun, right? And you can attract and push back. And
so you're actually like you're manipulating yourself. With
exactly. That is the thing that makes this game so interesting. So you got your cubes, and your buttons, and you need to fire the cubes at the buttons. What's cool is that nothing really works in like a straight line. Like they've actually put some work into the actual force of magnetism and how it is represented in the game. So like objects won't just like fly directly to you. The like force of gravity is also applying while magnetism is applying. So that's just something kind of interesting. It just sort of adds a little bit of chaos into the solutions that you do.
Sure.
But the really cool thing that makes this game special is, you can repulse yourself and attract yourself to these different objects, whether it's one of these...
I gotta tell you, Griffin, I repulse myself every day. Every
Phil.
morning when I wake up.
You are beautiful no matter what they say. And you use that mechanic to solve a lot of puzzles and traverse the environment. Sometimes you are dealing with like really, really big cubes that you're trying to move around, and as you like pull those towards you, you are actually pulled closer to them as well. Here I'm taking a while to figure out that I need to put a cube up on there, but oops, I accidentally rip off all of the the boxes because magnetism doesn't. It's not like a laser beam. It's something really sort of that differentiates this game from other games. There's a lot of really cool mechanics too, like these sliding columns that you can use to build staircases or find hidden areas if you recognize them and are able to push them back.
Is there any sort of story going on here?
There is. You are. Stop me if you've heard this one. A prisoner in this scientific facility, or it is a military facility. They're testing weapons, and you are dealing with some psychoanalytic testing from time to time. So this is a chamber where you're not really solving a puzzle. They just ask you to deposit your gun in that box, and then they will give you the choice of pressing this button or not. So you can press this button or not press the button.
So it does have that whole, like, in addition to Portal's kind of puzzle solving stuff, it also has that sort of quirky messing with your head kind of.
Yeah, but and that's mainly represented in these like psychological tests. So it's like, do you want to press this button or don't you want to press the button? And like, I'm already pushing at the door. I'm like, let me get at that button. I gotta know.
You can't wait to press that button.
Press that button. Nothing happens though, which is kind of a bummer. So these psychological tests aren't just like storytelling devices. They also change sort of the route that you take through the game. The developer has said that it's worth playing through the game a few times, making these different decisions at these junction points, because it then actually like alters the next sort of area that you move into. And they're not all like psychological tests. Sometimes there's like memory tests, and if you pass those, then maybe you don't have to do like a correctional challenge. So yeah, the game, from what I understand, is not like especially super long, but there is some variation from run to run just based on how you do in those psychological exams.
Sure, that's cool. That's a cool way of handling it.
Yeah, otherwise the storytelling is through these, dialogue barks from people who are like, you're being tested, and if you don't, you'll die, science, which is, I don't know, a little familiar at this point.
A teensy bit.
Just a little bit.
It's not an AI, at least.
That's true.
I assume.
That's a positive, and there are multiple people like leading you through these tests. Check this out. I included this in the video because it was a sick trick shot, and I actually got an achievement for it. Watch it.
No way.
From downtown, buckets, Phil Kohler.
Unbelievable.
and then it came right back up to me. It's kind of, I don't know. This genre is so like saturated at this point. I think the thing that makes this stand out for me is how magnetism is represented. Like, it's kind of just fun to move boxes around because it's a little bit janky. Like, I've gotten boxes caught in places where it doesn't seem like they're supposed to go, but that's just kind of where magnetism led them. Just like magnetism in real life, how nobody knows how it works.
It's a mystery.
You can never really predict. And like all the stuff about being able to shoot yourself like across a level by magnetizing yourself towards it. Let's see if I make this jump. No, not quite.
There's probably some cool like speedrun implications of that.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. And I think it's probably only a matter of time before we see those start to pop up. I actually saw this game at I want to say E3 last year, or maybe it was QuakeCon or PAX South or something like that. And the developers showed me a level that I really struggled with. They showed me their route through it, which involved like this crazy like magnetizing a box to themselves in midair and then rocket jumping off of it while it's still in midair, and then like grappling hooking up to a magnet pad up on the ceiling. So like I think there's a lot of ways to like genuinely break the game.
That all sounds pretty cool.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a cool game. I think you already know if you like games like this and Portal and Antechamber already. And if those games are up your alley, this is a pretty easy recommendation. It's out on Steam right now.